cats don't have to do anything. They just like explode kind of thing in like a puff of fur. And then bam, everything's got fur on it. It's like that. I gotta not go in that one because that's the real one. I've got to go down. We'll go up to this one. I wasn't expecting that last one to be such a short tomb. I actually really like the ones where they're like not very far out. Like this area. This one looks like one of those ones that's like super, super long. They keep attacking that. I think she'll be fine with this one. Those two are on that. I just gotta stand at a distance so I'm not gonna get hurt by it. What? Dropped. Lail. I don't know if I've got the space for all this. But yeah, I am basically like hankering to eat my like ultra spicy noodles. Whoa. Sorry, you guys are a little too close. Yeah, I'm like waiting to eat like super, super spicy noodles. Or a toasted sandwich. We'll see. Toasted sandwich requires more effort though. I don't know about you guys, but these days I tend to like weigh up how much I want to make something food-wise. And I'm like, can I be fucked to walk out there and put this on bread? Yes or no? If the answer is no, it's probably not going to happen. See if I can get these. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm lazy in that capacity, but at the same time, like, oops, give me that. At the same time, I just don't have the energy these days. I don't know, it's winter. It's like I go hibernating or something in winter. Oh, that's actually a passage there. I didn't think that. Yeah, I don't know. If I was in a position where I was like, I could just... I stood on a rat. I was wondering what the fuck that is. Yeah, it's winter where I am. So, in the southern hemisphere of Earth, when it's this time of year, it's winter. And for the northern hemisphere of the Earth, which is all of like the Americas, European sort of countries, stuff like that, it's summer. So, yeah, I'm currently in winter. Yeah, that's a real thing. So, okay, so when Christmas happens where you are, you get like possibly snow, right? Depending on if you're in an area that snows, okay? When Christmas happens for me, everybody's kind of melting and trying to like seek refuge in air conditioning and or at the beach. It's legit. So yeah, that's why I was saying earlier that like everything was aching because it's cold. That's also why I was saying that I need to replace my heater that's on the ground behind me because it's being untrustworthy right now. And like I never leave it like just running by itself like unattended or anything, but it's doing noises and making smells and it shouldn't be. It means it's on its way out, so I'll have to replace it. Which kind of sucks. I don't know how old it is, mind you. It's quite old. The last one before it was also extremely old. Like, probably about 5-10 years. I don't replace things usually unless they break or are like a legitimate hazard in some way. I always said it's winter where I live as a joke because I thought summer is summer everywhere. No, the other thing I recently learnt too, which I am still to look into exactly how valid this is, because to me it makes no sense, but it could be genuinely a thing, is that apparently not everywhere starts their seasons at the start of a month either. I thought that they did, but apparently some places start like on like a 15th or 17th or like just partway through.
Allow me to advise
a month, which to me makes no sense, but it does explain why RimWorld has that. You know, where the seasons finish on like the 15th and stuff. It does make sense. I'm just gonna put some lip balm on. Hold on. But yeah, I struggled with it a little bit when I started streaming because, like, I sort of knew before I streamed that America had the opposite seasons to us, but like I don't know quite how my brain tried to piece that together. It was kind of like how would I put this? I kind of thought that they just started the year at a different time than us. So this is how my mind made the difference in seasons work. So if it was July and it was winter where I am, realistically I had to think that in an American area it would also still be like winter, but it would be like whatever the opposite July is, which is like probably November or some shit, November or January or something, right? That was the only way that I could logic that initially when I was learning about seasons being different, because it's such a weird concept to think that half the world is in a different season to you at the same time. Like, it's fucking absurd, right? But as a streamer, I've like obviously gotten to talk to people that are like in different seasons, and the months are obviously still the same. The only thing I've found that's really, really interesting is that people don't all have like school holidays or like start unis or go back to work and stuff like that at the same time. Like, that was something that was interesting. Like, I don't think I can fit this. Maybe. That's not gonna make that much. Nah, I'll have to go back. Yeah, I gotta go back. Yeah, like for instance, when Snipe was telling me about how they go back to, or they start classes or something.
Good evening.
At the end of their winter, I think, which is like the end of our summer, I think. I'm not sure. The opposite. I think they start classes in November or something, which is when Australia kind of like ends classes or whatever. That was confusing. That one was confusing because it was so, like, what I've grown up with makes sense to me, right? But to kind of like learn of basically almost the complete opposite, like, you know, seasons are different time as ours, and then like starting and finishing schools and stuff like that is the opposite as well. Like, it's like, what the fuck? But yeah, it's crazy. It's really cool though. So I don't know. This house is wagging. Falls asleep suddenly. Wolf plush. Oh, if I can. Oh, it's one of these areas. Wow. I could have moved away from that. It's fine. Who is Bilethorn? Bilethorn the Mauler. Mate. Oh my god. Back off. Oh, he's actually like legit strong. Shit. He's magic resistant. Hold on. If he's magic resistant, how's he deal with melee? Not bad. Better. No, don't hit me. Fucking no. I stood on a rat getting away from that. I saw him turn around. I'm like, don't do it. Yeah, have a decoy, mate. You usually get several feet of snow during winter where I live. Oh yeah. I don't think I've actually like asked yet, but like, where in the world are you? Because like, so far I know Snipe's in Canada and he gets a shit ton of snow, and he gets like a lot of like the below negative so many numbers and stuff like that. Shadow's in Poland. He also gets like the lots of snow and like the dangerously negative numbers and stuff like that as well. Oh jeez, that's a lot of stuff.
I'm overburdened.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to take any of that yet.
I can't carry anymore.
I'll have to pick up all the gold and go back to town because I only have my inventory space at this point, unfortunately. So I'll have to come back in and come back out again. But yeah, like I said, like where I am in Australia, we don't get snow. But
it is an honor to serve you.
About, I think it's, I don't know if it's 13 hours away. Hold on. Give me a hot second. Oh, where is? I just want to find a certain thing. Yeah, that. How far away is that? Can you show me, like, transit? Directions. Oh my god, I've got to fucking type again. Yeah, that. Fucking hell. Autofill it. How far is it? Give it a minute. My internet's giving it a go. So apparently a 3-hour drive away would snow from where I am, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but like Australia is pretty fucking huge, so like the further south you go, the more snow you get, kind of thing, or at least the chance of snow. It doesn't always snow in Australia. Sometimes it does. When it does, it gets fucking cold everywhere else. Like at the moment, we keep getting like cold winds coming up from the Arctic, hitting like the bottom of Australia and like washing across like part of the country, which is why we keep getting like really cold. We keep getting cold snaps, which is really frustrating because it's colder than we're really prepared to be.
I am overburdened.
You know? I don't know if I can do anything about it if I can't pick it up at this point. Or maybe. Maybe not. I might be able to put some of these along the bottom. I can put that there, but I can't do much else with this. Except, yeah, I can. I could put these two in here. Now let me pick it up, because then I can put that in there. There we go. Go. Actually played bootleg version of this game. That doesn't surprise me. A lot of people have had like some level of like play with this or games similar to this kind of thing.
Hello.
There's a lot of games that are built similar or the same, and Diablo itself has like, I don't know, it's been out a long time as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if like you've had a crack at it. USA, New England, Massachusetts. So for me, it's further north you go, the more snow. I'll be honest, I didn't actually know there was like a New England in Massachusetts. I'm dead serious. Like, I was really confused with that because I'm like, my first thought was that USA, and then like you happen to also live in the UK. That's where my brain went. And then Massachusetts, I'm like, wait a minute. We're going for a really big, like, roam around the world right now. We're going to USA, then we're going to England, and then we're going back to Massachusetts. So we're going for fucking... Oh, man. Anybody seen the chipmunks? Like, old chipmunks. Cartoon chipmunks, not like the fucking CGI ones. The Race Around the World one. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that later. I love that movie. Fire damage and lightning resistant. It's not gonna help me that much. It will, but it won't, you know. I briefly saw that. Hold on. It's a region.
Ask and learn.
That's fair. I am not really very worldly in my knowledge of, like, geography and where things are. So, like, I might know where, like, USA is, right? But I will struggle with, like, where in that and stuff. So... Northeast US, basically. Oh yeah. Northeast USA. So kind of northern eastern direction. Alright. Sorry. I was just kind of like plugging my brain into the concept of what America looked like in my head. And then trying to like... I was like kind of trying to move a dot across the screen in my mind to like find it. Yeah, basically mental compassing it, yeah. Like, I have moments. I have moments where, like, I can figure it out, like, really quickly if I have some familiarity to it. And other times, like, you just gotta remember, like, I did not take geography, and because I had no interest to travel at any point, except for maybe seeing Japan at some point, perhaps. Like, because of that, I just don't know really anything with like world maps and locations and stuff. Like even within Australia, like I had one of my jobs required me to know basically the entire eastern coast. Like, I am on like the eastern side of Australia, right? But I had to know from the top of the eastern side of Australia to the bottom of the eastern side of Australia, and a whole bunch of like locations and suburbs and cities and shit like that, right? I had to learn that for a job. And they were like, why don't you just know this? This is like 30 minutes from where you live. And I'm like, I have never had a reason to go there. I have had never a reason to stop or pass through that vicinity. Why would I know where it is or what it's called? You know? It was baffling to this person. She was like looking at me like I was some kind of an alien or something. She's like, what the fuck? Because she liked to travel. And of course, like, part of traveling is, you know, getting lost and reading signs and finding new places. And yeah, I don't do that shit. I get lost. I need a GPS, or I need a Refidex, or I need to call for help, and I need somebody to come and find me. Like, that's what happens when I get lost. Like, it's a whole fucking problem. Oh shit, fuck. That fire hurt a little bit there. So I'm pretty good with geography, just not so good with African countries. I'm just not good in general. Like, okay, oh shit, my Valkyrie's nearly dead. So when I started talking to various people in like different parts of America and stuff like that, that's right, I'm pretty much full up. I had to get out, like, I googled America and stuff, right, the maps and stuff, and initially Google Maps came up with just like a fully zoomed out map, and I couldn't figure out where America was on that map because I had only ever known of America as the isolated shape of America. So I was looking at the world map looking for that, and I didn't know, because I'd never learnt geography, that it was connected to other regions that are like part of it and connected to it. So I know that that sounds really, really fucking stupid, but if you don't learn geography and you have no desire to ever look at a map, this stuff isn't just second nature, unfortunately. So yeah, I ended up being like, where is this place? And I ended up having to, I had to like search for a very specific location and then from there zoom out, and that's where I could kind of find it. But I still can't quite pick it on a map. I still have issues. I am better with the European area because there's this little tiny part at the top of it that kind of looks like a little arching cat, and I like that little arching cat thing, so that's how I know when I'm looking at that one. But the rest of it, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know, I just can't pick shit out. That's it. I live in the oldest part of the USA. A lot of the towns are older than the country itself. Oh yeah. Is living in like an older part of it like good or bad, would you say? As in, like, in Australia, when you live in like an older part of Australia, a lot of the buildings are historical and you're not allowed to update or renovate anything. And if you do, if you for any reason build or repair something, you have to keep it in standing with like the surrounding infrastructure to make it look the same, right? So that can be like expensive and frustrating. However, some of like the little towns and stuff like that are really nice. Not for like keeping up their roots and stuff, but like just because they're normally more like close-knit or small, stuff like that. I think
I am overburdened.
I don't know if Queensland's got like the part where like most settlers and shit came in from. If I can find some shoes or a helmet here, I'll pick that up and I'll go back with it. I don't see one. I'd rather take back that. We'll just go back with what we got. I don't have much space because I'm stockpiling so much health, which is frustrating. But it's both a lot of land is protected, so it's a lot of open space.
Hello.
But it's more expensive. Yeah. That is, that's kind of unfortunate in that state. I don't know, don't pick those up. Why don't you just sell them? Like, getting to have, like, the more open spaces, that would be really nice. But yeah, at the cost of, like, shit being more expensive. Is it kind of because, like, it costs more to get, like, stuff where you are, sort of thing. Like, also, don't feel like you have to answer any specific questions if I ask something like too, like, close to personal or something like that. Like, you have every right to tell me it's like, I don't want to answer that. That's fine. I keep running over the rats. Unfortunately. Oh. These rooms have spikes everywhere. I don't know, I guess like where's the urn there? Sort of where I am, we're in like suburbia kind of thing. It's nothing super special, like everywhere in Australia is kind of expensive, give or take. But some places are more expensive than others. And where I am isn't like super expensive, but with everything ramping up the cost of shit, it's getting there. Might be able to fit one thing there, maybe. There, we'll go with that for the moment.
I can't carry anymore.
Is this a 2 slot? Oh, it's a full length. Alright, well, I can maybe pick up a 2-piece something. Yeah, I have a decoy. I don't know. We have got some space, but not a lot of space. When I built here, we had a lot of, like, bushland in the area, right? I knew that the area was zoned to be built, like there was schools and there was more buildings and suburbs and stuff that were zoned for this area, right? So I knew it would get built up eventually, but I also had my eye on this area for like 20 years. So in 20 years, nothing had happened, and prior to that, the people that I did know in the area, they had also said for like the past like 15 or so years, nothing had also happened either. So I wasn't expecting anything to get built up anytime soon. And I'm like, cool, I can move into this area and I can enjoy nature and shit for like, you know, another 10, 15 years will be fine, you know, before any kind of construction rolls into this area. Yeah, no, about the time where I built, they started building, not really like, I wouldn't say commercial, but like, you know, like little stores kind of thing. They built suburbs around my suburbs that have the density of my entire suburb in half the size. So it's insane. We have like, I wouldn't even say quadruple, we've like probably 5 times increased the population in this area. Like my suburb's still got space, my suburb's still got room between like houses and shit, but the ones around outside of our suburb is like really densely packed. So there's a lot of people in this area now, which is kind of frustrating. There was also a lot of construction for a long time. So like basically the first 10 years that I moved in, there was always construction. So I'd always have like dust like getting kicked up from like the bushland and stuff like that, getting like felled or landscaped and stuff like that for sale and whatnot, and houses built and all sorts of shit. It's kind of frustrating because like I was forever like wiping away soil from the inside of my house because it would just carry on the wind. This area is kind of windy too, so you know, it's a bit frustrating.
Good day.
But like, I don't know, it did bring like some improvements to the area. Like we've got more options. Definitely have a fuck ton of takeaway. Like within 20 minutes radius in all directions. It's like a shit ton. But yeah, I don't know. I don't consider that to be like a huge win. At least since like the whole inflation shit started, we don't have as much shit getting built. So that is nice. Like we finally got a reprieve from that after so long. But of course that just means the growth in the area is not happening as well. So, you know, what we have is what we've got. Probably will have, or it will struggle because it was planning on having more people and more infrastructure and stuff than we have. So I don't know. I don't think so. It's just a premium you pay for living in a nice part of the country. I do get paid more working in the area as well though, so it's not all bad. More money means high wages. True. I guess that is a way up, as long as it's kind of like, as long as it's not seen as like a negative and stuff like that, that's pretty good, you know. It really just depends on each person. Like, I would consider being able to earn higher wages and stuff like that to be a good thing, because like if you're pretty frugal with your money or whatever, I'm not saying like this is not like advice for you or anything like that, this is just general like chit chat kind of stuff, but like if you're pretty frugal with your money kind of thing and like you earn a higher wage, and if there's any way that you can like make your overall living less spendy kind of thing, like you can absolutely have like a really great like life doing that, and you get the super bonus of like all the land and stuff, all the wide open spaces and stuff, which is usually like a big health benefit for people. Right, I think these are all even at the moment. Like, level 53. I've got like 3 levels tonight, just so you know. That's a lot. Fate could be good. I've got criticals up. Dodge, chance to dodge, melee attack. Standing still. When standing still. I would like these ones, the passive ones that allow me to avoid shit when I'm standing still. I didn't realize that was already on a 4. Fuck. I was trying to make them all 4. God damn it. I fucked it up. Doesn't matter. Some old monies, families that have been in area for centuries. The funny thing is, like, I've only ever really heard of like old money scenarios for, whoa, shit, for like American areas. Like, I can't imagine in Australia. The only thing I could think of would be like maybe Victoria or Melbourne. I don't know what you guys outside of Australia know Australian fucking whatever these are as. I think I went to say countries, like continents or something. No, I don't know. My brain's not working tonight. We'll just go with like, you know, the sections, the states. States, that's the fucking word I want. Oh my god. That's really bad. I'm normally a little bit more coherent than this. But yeah, like the different states of Australia and stuff like that, we have like Victoria or probably the ACT, Australian Capital Territory maybe, are probably like the only places where I would consider like relatively old money might exist kind of thing. I feel like whenever an Australian gets access to any kind of like big money, usually what happens is they normally either move coastal, like they either move towards the ocean, and by land like one, like either on the ocean or like near the ocean, or they go to any of the various hinterlands that kind of exist, and yeah, it doesn't last very long as far as I know in those kind of areas. Like, I just don't think I know of any Australians that actually fucking permanently keep their wealth generational. Like, it's such an odd, it's not an odd concept here. I'm sure people do it, but it's just such a rare thing to encounter. So it's kind of cool that like where you are, you have that. Like, obviously, like, I don't know how you feel about that where you are, but I think it's interesting, you know? I didn't realize I didn't clear down in here. I never understand why people hate rich people because they're rich. It's more so when somebody's unbearably rich. Like, we're talking about, like, if you're well off enough to take care of yourself, take care of your friends, family, whatever is important to you, have a nice house, have a nice car if those things are important to you, look after your health and whatever, nobody really hates that level of wealth, right? Because it's usually self-made and it's only a hard-working person and stuff. Usually when it gets into the categories of excess, like where there's so much excess wealth, the more people that are in like really, really high levels of wealth normally mean that there's a lot larger quantity of people in a state of poverty. That's usually a little bit of why people don't like it. The other thing too is it's resentment. Imagine working your ass off, absolutely grinding as much as you can every day to earn just barely enough to be able to make a very, very simple light meal. And then imagine knowing that somebody else has so much money that they literally just threw out an expensive, like top tier, super expensive meal without even the slightest care. Like, that kind of shit's infuriating. So that's just like an example of it. Like, there's a lot more scenarios and stuff where it's just resentment and stuff. But like, that stuff breeds hate. Yeah, you can see how that's upsetting. Hey Scarlet, how you doing? I'm like, whoa, shit, I'm like slightly dying. We're on like all sorts of weird stuff. What are you up to? I'm like fighting off like a sore shoulder and hunger because I woke up early today, so my body thinks that it's time to eat and it's not time to eat. Oh shit, Valkyrie, hold on. There we go. She almost absolutely died. My boss has like 12 cars. Jesus. Fucking hell. Like, the thing is, there's a difference also between like wealth and actual wealth and shit too. Like, if you